This morning, the new timeline in the Waukesha parade tragedy trial. After another delay, when prosecutors will rest their case now, handing it over to Darrell Brooks.
And dozens of smashed windows overnight in Madison. Why police don't think theft is a motive.
If it's not the snow, it's the wind chill. We're still getting you out the door this morning. I tell you what, I've got some good news to it forecast.
Wind chill doesn't sound like great news, but we'll see what Chris Reese has to say. Good morning, folks. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Good Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday?
And it's a morning.
It is Tuesday. I thought it was Wednesday for a second, and I panicked.
You are officially taking over my title. I'm always confused on
contagious.
The days. It is. To be fair, we're up early here.
Oh, they're laughing at me back there. All right, Chris
them.
Reese, save us. You've got some warmer weather on the way after yesterday's blustery, chilly, snowy morning.
I do have warmer weather on the way. It's not today. So just go ahead and get that out of the way. It's still going to be pretty blustery, pretty chilly, but we are getting rid of the snow showers out there today. Most of those are going to be over parts of Michigan and then continuing to work their way eastward. But as the snow pulls to the east, we start to drag in some warmer air. Still some snowflakes flying throughout far northeast Wisconsin. Southern Wisconsin is all dry, and we will continue to clear out. There's a little bit of cloud cover out there. It's taken a while to get rid of it, but we've had that cloud cover all morning long. Mostly cloudy now at 32. The wind chill is 21 right now in Madison. So it is a cool morning as you begin to head out the door. 8 o'clock, we're partly cloudy, 31, 34 by 10 o'clock, 39 by noon. But you notice what begins to happen. Our partly cloudy skies become mostly sunny during that same stretch. So a good day expected later on this afternoon. We'll all top out into the 40s, but we will all be windy. Some of those wind gusts. Again, 25, 30 miles per hour today. So it's going to be a blustery one, but it gets better in the extended forecast. We'll show you that coming up.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
It is 6:01. We're looking ahead this morning. A Madison alder resigning over a fight involving one council members association with the Oath Keepers.
And this morning we are getting a first look at the emails behind the whole debacle. Our Shane Hogan is here now breaking it all down with this new information. Good morning, Shane.
Hey, good morning, Chris. The new alder for District 17 will be appointed next week after 6 interviews conclude this Thursday. In the meantime, we're sharing new emails and texts obtained by News 3 Now regarding the resignation of former District 17 alder Gary Halverson. You'll remember Halverson received backlash for being in the far-right group, the Oath Keepers. We received these messages through an open records request. They show a back and forth with other alders and at least one constituent. Halverson accuses Council President Keith Furman of inspiring the vandalism that happened at his home. He says in part, quote, "Given that your statement was insightful, I asked you please denounce the physical attacks of vandalism directed at my home and family," end quote. Halverson also compared Furman to former President Donald Trump and his role in the January 6th insurrection. Council President Furman responded saying he would not engage in a back and forth with Halverson on the all alders email list. He also said, quote, "Threats and vandalism are unacceptable. Our statement wasn't the cause of your troubles. It's your past actions," end quote. You can find the full back and forth between the alders over on channel3000.com. And again, the new alder replacing Halverson will be picked after this week's interviews. That person will serve until April of 2023.
Shane Hogan with that new information this morning. Thanks, Shane. Some developing news out of Green Bay. Police continuing to look for at least one person of interest in the shooting of a 5-year-old girl.
And this happened around 5 o'clock on the city's east side. The child was taken to the hospital. Her condition not made public this morning, though. And authorities have not released any additional details about the incident. They do say there is no ongoing threat to the public, though. Police say the person who shot the gun was driving a dark Mercury Milan.
More continuing coverage. Witness testimony will continue today, with the prosecution expected to rest its case against Darrell Brooks tomorrow. This is, of course, in the trial regarding the Waukesha Christmas parade attack. The state has taken the jury through the path the red SUV took down Main Street. Now prosecutors are presenting what happened after the attack that ultimately led to Brooks' arrest. 2 witnesses testified Brooks went up to their houses afterwards and asked them to call him an Uber. He was arrested shortly after. The state had hoped to wrap up their case yesterday, but because of more interruptions from Brooks, more testimony is still expected.
There's a preliminary hearing scheduled for today for the man charged for breaking into an apartment near campus and assaulting a sleeping woman inside. 19-year-old Safwan Takar is accused of getting into the apartment at Park Street and Farrenbrook Court through an unlocked window, then getting into bed with the tenant and sexually assaulting her. The victim told police when she woke up, she pointed her phone light at him and he ran out. Takar is still facing charges of sexual assault of an unconscious victim, burglary, and bail jumping.
Madison police investigating after dozens of car windows were smashed downtown over the weekend, causing thousands of dollars in damage. The crime spree spanned 8 city blocks between East Washington Avenue and Tenney Park. Police are still looking for a suspect. MPD says it doesn't think, though, that the damage was related to theft.
It seems like this was a pretty random moving trend of damage to property. And so we're investigating. Every victim is receiving that same level of investigation. We're working hard to try to identify the person responsible and hold them to account to those criminal damage to property charges.
So the offender's motive, still unclear here, considering just a few inexpensive items were taken from the vehicles. It also doesn't seem like the suspect was trying to steal the cars themselves either. MPD is now combing through doorbell camera video submitted by victims in hopes of identifying that suspect.
A 69-year-old man was hit by a vehicle Saturday night in Mauston and is currently facing life-threatening injuries. It happened on Grayside Avenue near the Maple Drive intersection. Police say he was walking across the street when a vehicle driven by a 61-year-old woman hit him. The driver remained at the scene. Police say alcohol or drugs do not appear to be factors.
New this morning, Wisconsin's DNR is starting to help local firefighters get rid of foam that contains PFAS. This comes after a recommendation back in 2020 from the PFAS Action Council. Under a deal in Governor Evers' budget, the program gets $1 million to get rid of 25,000 gallons of the foam across the state. Fire departments in more than 60 Wisconsin counties have flagged firefighting foam with PFAS. It's 6:06 coming up. A Wisconsin homecoming tradition taken a little more seriously than most by one local man. We have a special Mark Kane report.
And we're in the 608 this morning with last-minute DIY Halloween costumes for the kiddos when we come back.
Life gets bigger when you break from the herd. The Volkswagen Tiguan. Visit your Volkswagen dealer today to learn more about the versatile 2022 Tiguan. Limited inventory available.
If you overdraw your account, Wells Fargo gives you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with a grace period? Like accidentally parking where you shouldn't.
Hey, what about this one? Nah, that one gets an extra day. Somebody got lucky.
Like having an extra day grace period? When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
Reviews are very important. It really reflects on how we're handling customers at Precision Door. It's feeling like I'm helping out my neighbor. Quality service quickly from a name you can trust.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Breaking news in Dallas, Texas, where at least 5 police officers were killed when they were ambushed.
This was the deadliest day for U.S. law enforcement since 9/11.
Just days after this horrific crime, Mandela Barnes appeared on Vladimir Putin's propaganda news outlet and rationalized violence against American police officers.
Police officers are over-exercising their badges. This probably was a retaliatory attack.
Do you want Mandela Barnes representing you in the Senate?
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
So I just started this new trapeze class, and
whoa, the new iPhone is here.
I know, right? The ultimate iPhone. US Cellular paid for mine, and I was already a customer.
The new iPhone is here.
Right, and you'd be smart to get it at US Cellular. They have price protection, so you know your rate won't go up.
Now, new and current customers can get any new iPhone 14 Pro or iPhone 14 Pro Max on us.
Okay, I'll just wait here and watch your donuts.
At US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
2 new IHOP lunch and dinner menu items for twice the goodness, twice the flavor, and twice the choice. Sirloin Salisbury steak and all-natural salmon. Perfect for lunch or dinner. Only at IHOP. Download the app and earn free food with every purchase.
Strawberries, blueberries, and the cherry on top. Fairlife, with 50% more protein, 50% less sugar, and a creamy taste. Turn scrumptious into scrumptious. Fairlife, ultra-filtered milk.
It's a lovely day to... Cars built with safety in mind, even for those guys. Visit your Volkswagen dealer today to learn more about the spacious 2023 Atlas. Limited inventory available.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. Halloween, less than 2 weeks away. Can you believe it? In the 608.
I have no idea. Apparently, I don't even know what day it is today.
Sounds about right.
Josh Freider's checking out some Halloween costumes on the cheap at the Goodwill, and he's talking about some kids' costumes. What do you got here?
Well, unicorn?
As a gay man who hates stereotypes, this is pretty good, guys. Rocking the unicorn.
Okay.
We're doing it. We're doing it. It is Tuesday. It is the Tuesday. We got 2 more weeks left until Halloween here, guys. We've got last-minute DIY kids costumes for you. We're in the kids section now. I want to bring in Kirsten Jekyll of Goodwill of South Central Wisconsin now, because Kirsten, you are a mom, and you know how difficult it is when it comes to finding those costumes for the kiddos.
Kids can change their minds 4 or 5, sometimes even 10 times before Halloween, and I have been there. So what's really great about coming to Goodwill is for $10, you can take home 2 or 3 different costumes. I actually found one that I kind of want my son to be this year, which is a really cute little gangster costume. So I found this right off the rack, and then add a little hat and you're good to go. I myself am a baseball mom. So I found this really cute car seat cover, and this is something that I could just cut up and kind of have put a little head opening in here and slip over, and ta-da,
Perfect.
I'm baseball mom.
And you talk about how oftentimes kids change their minds so many times, so you can come here and you can get multiple costumes and then you're set, right?
You're set. Even with just accessories or a fun pair of tights, you can just dress up something that you have at home and you don't have to spend a lot of money. So for $4, you can have some really neat tights and maybe pair it with a fun, funky headpiece. And let's not forget about our fur babies.
Oh.
So I found this. $2.99. So if anyone has a little critter, like a little cat or a dog, DIY pet costumes are a thing too.
And you're all about reusing and recycling here at Goodwill. I mean, that's really the mission you guys stand behind versus going out and spending money at a big box store. You can come and get it for a little bit more of a reasonable price here, and then you can always donate it back.
Absolutely. We keep over 11 million pounds of materials out of the landfill every year through sustainable materials management. So it's not just good for the community, obviously, in terms of what we do with our mission work for our community, but it also helps the planet. So when you shop at Goodwill, you're doing a lot of good.
And you have a good chance of having the best costume at the party.
Absolutely. If you get competitive, if you're one of those competitive costumers, then your first stop has to be secondhand for sure.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Kirsten, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Pippi Longstocking
right,
here.
That's right.
Pippi and
My
the unicorn.
Kids character.
Rocking it here on a Tuesday morning here, guys. If you'd like to learn more, you can go up to channel3000.com. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio. I think it'd make a pretty good unicorn. I'm really obsessed with this tail. I might just bring it home with me. What do you think?
Can we keep showing his butt like that on camera?
Okay, before we get in trouble. Thanks, Josh. Josh Freider live at Goodwill in Stoughton.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you. You can find him on social media. There are his handles and his email address right there. Chance to be featured.
6:14, time for your first Warren Certified Most Accurate Forecast. Talking about wind chills this morning. Where are we at, Chris?
Yeah, News 3 Now unhinged this morning. We don't have the Netflix, but we do have the chill out there as the colder temperatures continue to settle in. I'll tell you what, we're looking at wind chills into the lower 20s, even some wind chills into the upper teens. 18, the wind chill for Camp Douglas and Viroqua. Decorah, Iowa feels like 14, so that's the temperature that you need to dress for as you get ready to head out the door. 32 is the actual air temperature in Madison. Again, it feels 10 degrees cooler. 36 in Janesville right now, minimum point at 30. 29 for the Dells and Camp Douglas, 27 in Viroqua this morning. Middleton, you've dropped to 32 now. 29 pretty much for all of our eastern suburbs. Upper 20s for nearly all the western suburbs in Dane County too. Belleville still holding steady at 30. But Doppler track is dry. We don't have the snowflakes out there today. Most of those snowflakes remain away from us as they continue to try to move their way out of the state. Still some flurries flying throughout far northeastern Wisconsin, but the bulk of your snow is now going to be over parts of Michigan as the day goes on. So southern Wisconsin, no worries. When it comes to the snowflakes, we got a little bit of cloud cover to get rid of. That's going to work its way towards the east. Noontime, we're at 39 degrees, lots of sun, still breezy, so the wind will still be blowing at this point. Some of that cloud cover tries to retrograde back towards the west into the afternoon, so watch that. Temperatures still top out into the mid-40s, and one thing that we could see, dinner time, temperatures dropping back into the 30s, a little bit of cloud cover. Right as that sun setting, you might get that nice orange glow on the horizon. That'll be something to watch for. We'll see if that's able to pan out for us. Overnight tonight, we go down into the upper 20s. The model trying to show a little bit more cloud cover than I'm anticipating for tomorrow. I expect a little bit more sunshine. Temperatures, though, will still be similar, but slightly warmer by a degree or two. So look for tomorrow's afternoon highs topping out into the 40s. So 45 today, 46 tomorrow. Then here's the trend as the warmer air starts to move in time for the weekend. This sets the stage with strong southerly flow for us to make it towards 70 degrees by Sunday. Our normal high, 59 and dropping. By the time we get you towards Sunday, your normal high is right around 57, but we're going to be right around 70. So this is why your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook looks like this. Warmer than average temperatures are expected across the eastern half of the country, a little bit cooler in the west, and at the same time, we favor being wetter than normal across the western 2/3 of the country. That is needed. There's been a drought for a lot of folks. We all need some rain, and that best chance looks to arrive by Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday next week. Also, slight shower chances for next Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this big warm up there. 70 on Sunday.
It will be nice.
Love to hear it. Chris Reese, thank you very much. We have breaking news just into the newsroom this morning. Madison police investigating a shots fired incident. It happened just before 3 a.m., a couple hours ago now. It happened off Schrader Road on Hathaway Drive. That's near the Madison Ice Arena. Multiple shell casings were found along with a handgun. No injuries reported so far. Anybody with information, though, that might have heard something in this neighborhood should call Madison Area Crime Stoppers.
The formal launch of the federal application for Americans seeking student loan forgiveness officially opens this morning. It's the latest phase in the president's plan that is expected to provide debt relief to as many as 43 million borrowers. The application form can be filled out at studentaid.gov. It includes information on the debt relief, who qualifies for it, and how it works. It asks applicants for information including their full name, social security number, date of birth, phone number, and email address. Borrowers have until next December 31st to submit an application. Well, for homecoming week, we got a special story. It's funny because it's one of those quirky stories about a fascinating individual, and this one is about his love for UW-Madison.
It's a beautiful story told by our very own Mark Kane. Here's Wisconsin Traveler.
It is homecoming week on the UW-Madison campus, a week steeped in traditions, block parties and pep rallies, pink flamingos, and homecoming buttons. The Wisconsin Alumni Association has produced a homecoming button or pin since homecoming began in 1911. Pete Christensen is a fourth-generation Badger, class of 71 with law degree 77. He was the Alumni Association board president in 2009. He started collecting homecoming buttons in 2002.
Our son was just starting law school, and they had this button, the Badger Power, Flower Power button. And I got to thinking, you know, I wonder how many homecoming buttons are out there, and just sort of took off from there.
Turns out there's a lot of them, 112 in all. Pete has 102. They were paper during World War II, and now they're just stickers, but each one tells a story, a reflection of the times.
African-American alumni, that was from 1990. So there's 2 buttons that year.
Very cool.
And then they've done a couple of unusual ones here. This is there's some of these that were I think colored by children, and there are a couple different ones from that year.
And along the way, Pete has collected other UW-themed buttons and just about anything Bucky he could get his hands on.
People might remember when we went to the hockey games in the late 60s and early 70s and wore these beanies. And
there are pennants, lots of them.
It's a Crazy Legs Hirsch movie poster.
After the war, Elroy Hirsch moved to L.A. and played for the Rams.
Get this thing.
He was also a movie star of sorts.
This is one of his one of the movies he starred in. You can see he didn't get the top billing, but
oh yeah,
you know, Elroy crazy Hirsch.
Not even Crazy
Elroy
Legs.
Crazy Hirsch, yeah.
And lots of postcards.
This, I think, was from the homecoming game against Minnesota in 1917.
Thanks to contributions from friends, garage sales, and eBay, Pete has chronicled UW history, especially UW football. He started going to games as a freshman.
My wife and I were freshmen in '67, so 09 and 1.
Yeah.
Can't get worse. Oh, it did. 68 was 10 and 0. In our 4 years, they were 7, 32 and 1.
And you kept going.
Oh, well, what the hell, you know? It's fun.
They won 7 games in 4 years?
4 years. 7 games in 4 years.
Thankfully, those days are behind us. A Badger through and through, Pete is always on the lookout for those 10 missing buttons. And something tells us he'll have the whole set, all 112, one day.
I mean, I've got hundreds of these, to be honest with you. Once you start, it's like, you know, it's like eating peanuts. You just can't. You just can't stop.
Traveling in Madison, I'm Mark Kane, News 3 Now.
One man has his button, one woman has her windows.
Everybody's got something, right?
Exactly. The homecoming buttons, Pete is missing. They're on your screen right now. Again, he's at like 102. He's hoping to hit 112. If you have any of these dates in your drawer someplace, Pete would love to hear from you. Let's help him out and on Wisconsin. Okay, it's 6:22 coming up in our next half hour. We're helping you prepare for the upcoming midterms, just 3 weeks away now. What you need to know to vote on Election Day.
We'll be right back.
Closed captioning sponsored by Community Shares of Wisconsin's Workplace Giving Campaign.
Cobison Buses, now hiring.
My name's Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes and I approve this message.
The Internet of Things is evolving, creating the Internet of You. And Spectrum, America's leading internet and mobile provider, is bringing you seamless connectivity across all your devices. Introducing Spectrum One, Spectrum Internet with speeds of 300 megabits, advanced Wi-Fi, and Spectrum Mobile Unlimited, all for just $49.99 a month. Call 833-673-4999. Spectrum Internet delivers speeds up to a gig with over 99.9% network reliability. Advanced Wi-Fi provides enhanced security and privacy that automatically blocks threats to protect all of your devices. And Spectrum Spectrum Mobile gives you unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G and the most reliable service coast to coast. Switch now. Call 833-673-4999. At Spectrum, it's not just about connecting things, it's about connecting you. Get it all with Spectrum One, Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and one line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for $49.99 a month. Call 833-673-4999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
The house before you, over 30 years old, still has its original window. Boom.
There's no need to be afraid of old windows. Call Feldco for 50% off.
It's the biggest sale of the season. 50% off Feldco windows, plus no money down and no interest until 2024.
50% off windows ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
In the Senate, Ron Johnson pushed tax loopholes benefiting himself and his donors.
Did my business benefit? Sure. Did some of my donor businesses? Sure.
But here's what Johnson's doing to us. He voted to raise the retirement age and allow cuts to Social Security. Even supports letting Wisconsin ban nearly all abortions and said, if you don't like it, you can move. Ron Johnson works for himself, never us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
We have just a few seconds left in our program, but we wanted to show you this My News 3 morning. Second Crop Creative, sending it in.
Great picture. Share your morning. Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning, and we'll share our favorites on the air. Chris Reese, you got a bus stop forecast for us?
I do have a bus stop forecast for you. Let's nay it on over there. To the bus stop forecast. We are looking at some cloud cover early on this morning, but that cloud cover gives way to sunshine in the afternoon. Temperatures are right around the freezing point, but we will head home with temperatures into the 40s, so it does get better.
A lot of animal sounds going on in my house these days because Ben's learning his animal sounds.
Do you have any particular ones you'd like to practice on air?
The horse is pretty good. The sheep is bah. Oh, thank you, Bubba.
That's what we were looking for.
Thank you, Bubba. It's Bubba's last day on the morning show, buddy. Have fun dayside.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Did you know Tim Michaels encourages violence from his supporters?
People should just be ready to get out in the streets with pitchforks and torches.
He's extremely divisive.
I don't care who I offend.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee.
Okay, let's start with some clouds, some mountains over there, and finally a river. Hey, Dad, what?
Looks like the perfect spot.
American Family Insurance is here to protect your family on the road with the Travel Peace of Mind package. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance.
Join us at the Madison Fall Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns. Visit and get inspired for your 2023 building and remodeling projects. Go to MadisonParadeOfHomes.com and purchase your tickets today.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months.
Oh, great. My wireless bill just went up.
Should have gone with US Cellular. They aren't raising prices on any of their plans.
Seriously?
Yeah, my price won't increase.
Well, that is refreshing. I feel like everywhere you turn these days, prices are going up.
Supply chain got us too. Don't get me started on the overhead cost.
At U.S. Cellular, every plan for everyone is price protected.
You know, I respect a female entrepreneur.
U.S. Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
With special pricing and special financing, you'll love your new floor. I'm Brent Ziegler with H&R Carpets and Flooring. Our interior design staff and craftsman installers make it beautiful at H&R Carpets and Flooring in Wanakee.
At Ortho Team Clinic, we're able to provide comprehensive shoulder care to really address all the different shoulder problems that a patient may have. Listening is at the center of how we're able to treat these patients effectively.
Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment. Women said they were groped and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Those who spoke out were fired. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Right now, getting ready to vote. The steps you can take now to make sure that you have what you need on Election Day.
And we're taking action to help you save on your energy costs as inflation continues to flare up this winter.
Plus, more snowflakes starting to exit the area this morning. We're looking ahead to when temperatures could warm up.
A little less blue on the radar this morning, and we love to hear it. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Yeah, snow moving out of south central Wisconsin and pretty much the whole state this morning. Maybe a few flakes flying in far northeastern Wisconsin. But this morning it is all about the cold. It is hanging around. We did get some beautiful pictures yesterday.
Just
some
stunning.
Of those snowflakes.
Yeah, take a look at this video from West Bend.
Yeah. Snow on the mums. Isn't that classic Wisconsin fall?
It really is. I love that they're still alive. I mean, yesterday.
I don't know how much longer they're going to last. It's getting pretty chilly out there. Temps still dropping this morning. That's about to stop, though, as the sun comes up here. Chris Reese has your first warn, certified most accurate forecast. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, once the sun comes up, we'll start to see those temperatures moving the other direction. But we have seen some snowflakes across northern parts of the state real early this morning. The rest of the day, things are going to be just dry. Southern Wisconsin, we've been generally dry as well, and I expect that to be the case throughout the rest of today. So, Dane County, Madison Metro, no issues as you get ready to head out the door. Here's what we're looking at temperature-wise, though. Most of us into the 20s, 32 for Madison and Middleton, 29 for Rockdale, Stoughton, and Belleville, 27 for Cross Plains, Mount Horeb, and Perry, also 29 in Cottage Grove, Sun Prairie, Wanakee. So 20s are a very popular number across the Madison Metro this morning. Looking ahead, though, we'll start to warm things up into the mid-40s for your highs later on this afternoon. Still windy. Keep that in mind. We will keep that breeze around overnight tonight, down into the 20s. Clear skies for all of us. Now let me show you tomorrow. Just a smidge warmer. Less wind, more 40s, and more sunshine.
All right, Chris Reese. Slow, gradual warm-up, a little patience, and it'll be here before we know it, right?
Yes, it will.
Thank you, Chris. Topping our headlines this morning, we are now 3 weeks away from the midterms.
Shane Hogan is in studio helping you out if you plan on voting, what you need to take to the polls. Good morning, Shane.
Yeah, that's right, Leah. There's still time to get your necessary identification ahead of the November 8th election. If you're planning on voting, you will need valid ID, and that can be in the form of a driver's license, identification card, and military or student ID. If you still need an ID, you can find a list of required documents to bring to the DMV on their website. If you don't have the needed documents readily available, such as a license with an updated address, you can still get an ID through the DMV voter ID petition process that you can get will help you vote with still that required personal information. And also happening today, poll worker training begins for the upcoming election, so that's important to know here in Wisconsin. Again, just 3 weeks away from the midterm election, and a lot of good information if you didn't know the documents that you need to take to the polls.
Shane Hogan taking action, helping us out. Thank you very much, Shane.
Heating your home during a Wisconsin winter is never cheap, but this year, as temperatures go down, expect that energy bill to go way up.
Yeah, for the second year in a row, Americans will see their winter energy bill go up an average of 35%. We have some advice, though, for you to use less energy. Couple things here. Keep your blinds open during the day so the sunlight can warm your room. Check for cracks or gaps in your windows and cover particularly drafty ones with plastic wrap. Experts say the best way, though, simply take care of your furnace.
One filter should be around $10 to $15. Generally, you don't want to go with the cheapest option on the shelf, but you don't have to go with the most expensive either.
A furnace starts around $4,000, so spending $20 every 3 months will keep it working well.
Those money-saving tactics more important than ever these days. A new survey sponsored by Bank of America found that nearly 3 in 4 American workers surveyed said the cost of living is outpacing their salary and wages.
There's a lot of people who are just realizing that paycheck to paycheck life is more and more of kind of the default that a lot of us are experiencing because of the fact that prices continue to outpace our wages.
The survey also showed that 21% of those asked are tapping into emergency savings to pay for bills. 6% are dipping into their 401k and making a hardship withdrawal. 20% are looking for a higher paying job. New this morning, police say that a man charged with third-degree sexual assault and attempted burglary had his advances rejected by the victim before his crimes. Both of his charges carry repeat enhancers. The woman in the criminal complaint says Deshaun Lomack met her at a bar and they only saw each other. According to the woman, Lomack followed her into her downtown apartment and joined her and her friends in the elevator, then followed her up to her apartment. At one point, he allegedly unbuttoned his pants and put her hand on his genitals.
6:34 now. In Dane County, officials want to update the outdoor siren system. The county has a total of 141 sirens, 79 of which they own. Officials say the system is almost a decade old, though. It's not keeping up with changing technology. County Executive Joe Parisi has included $3 million in next year's budget for this upgrade. Related here, the National Weather Service confirming 3 more tornadoes touched down in Wisconsin last week. That brings the total now confirmed to 7. They were pretty weak. They touched down in Jefferson County last Wednesday in Watertown, Johnson Creek, and Sullivan. These were all EF0s, the weakest classification. All 3 packed estimated peak winds of 65 miles an hour. They were on the ground for less than a mile.
October means harvest time in the Midwest, and with recent snowfalls, it usually means wrapping up for the winter. But a small grains agronomist at the University of Minnesota is working to extend the growing period and testing out some winter wheat and rye. In Wisconsin, we're able to produce more than 1.5 million bushels a year. Crops are planted in the fall and then go dormant in the winter, and they're actually meant to thrive in the snow.
If you have snow cover, that helps greatly. 4 inches of snow is a great insulator. It's actually easier in Manitoba, believe it or not, because you have more snow cover.
As the snow melts, winter wheat starts growing, and by the end of May, it will be 3 or 4 feet high already. 6:36 here on your Tuesday. Outside, we're tracking the traffic for you. That cold still hanging around this morning, but warmer weather is on the way. Chris is timing it out for you.
And a favorite fall attraction, bringing together another Wisconsin icon in our neck of the woods, the corn maze pattern you have to see.
Plus, we're in the 608 with some last-minute Halloween costume ideas when we come back.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. A 3-pound roll of ground beef, only $1.66 a pound. That Smart Cottage cheese, only 88 cents. And Campbell's condensed soup, only 49 cents. Scan the code, get deals, only at Hy-Vee.
In the Senate, Ron Johnson pushed tax loopholes benefiting himself and his donors.
Did my business benefit? Sure. Did some of my donor businesses? Sure.
But here's what Johnson's doing to us. He voted to raise the retirement age and allow cuts to Social Security. Even supports letting Wisconsin ban nearly all abortions and said, if you don't like it, you can move. Ron Johnson works for himself, never us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Precision engineering, rigorous attention to detail. A Bryant Evolution heating system is so well designed, it's as much of a joy to install as it is to use.
Good to go.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
In the Oregon area, contact Tarkenton Brothers Heating and Sheet Metal for quality comfort solutions.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine when you purchase. Plus, current Chevy owners can get an additional $2,500 loyalty cash. And now during truck season, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories.
Clean, safe, fun. I wanted it all when we needed daytime care for Mom. Oh, Grace's new adult day center is so nice. Now she goes twice a week while I'm at work and loves it.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Here at Precision, we are veteran-owned, and we take pride in servicing not only our community, but serving our country as well. No job is too big and no job is too small. Here at Precision, we'll fix them all.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Hy-Vee frozen vegetables, only 58 cents. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve Round Roast, only $2.88 a pound. And Doritos or Tostitos, only $1.88. Scan the code, get deals, only at Hy-Vee.
News 3 Now brought you the only debate between Governor Tony Evers and challenger Tim Michels, focusing on the important issues facing Wisconsin and our nation. Committed to giving you a clear and objective view of campaign 2022. News 3 Now, your local election headquarters. As political ads bombard you with campaign promises and claims to capture your vote, News 3 Now gives you a reality check, clarifying the candidates' messages and finding the facts to help you make informed choices. Reality Check, Wednesdays on News 3 Now at 6. You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Hi, Chris. I'm Cooper, and this is Grandpa Ed. We're from Lake Mills, Wisconsin. Can you plan our day?
Absolutely, I sure can. I'll go ahead and tell you it is a cold and chilly start. A lot of those wind chills down into the low 20s this morning. Some wind chills are into the upper teens, but I'll tell you, at the airport, the temperature is 31. You focus in on the Lake Mills area. Temperatures likely right into the low 30s there as well, especially as you get a little bit east of Madison. Low 30s and more upper 20s begin to show up. So it is indeed going to be a chilly day, but it's going to be a little bit warmer than where we were yesterday. And we'll see a little bit more sunshine compared to yesterday as well. This is Doppler track right now. Lake Mills, you're all dry on Doppler track, along with the rest of Dane County. Will stay dry today. The only place you're seeing any kind of snow right now is the UP of Michigan and really the state of Michigan. Even the lower peninsula of Michigan seeing some snow at the moment. It's that same system from yesterday. It's continuing to move out of the area. As that happens, we start to tap into some warmer air. It takes a while to get in here, but we'll tap into it. That's what matters, and that'll send our temperatures into the 40s later on this afternoon. So here we are, lunchtime. Still temperatures into the upper 30s, right around 40. We'll top out around 45 or so. This is still warmer than we got yesterday. Lake Mills, you might see some cloud cover this afternoon. This is as clouds try to retrograde back in from the east, so do be prepared for that. Eventually, that cloud cover begins to break up, though, as we move towards the overnight hours. Overnight lows go down into the upper 20s. Tomorrow, we'll warm up into the mid-40s. This particular model loves clouds. I mean, it just loves them. It's super gung-ho for cloud cover. I think it's overdoing the cloud cover tomorrow. There might be a few clouds, but I expect more sunshine going into your Wednesday. So that being said, sunshine today. Temperatures top out at 45. A little bit warmer moving towards Wednesday as warmer air moves into the picture. And by the weekend, the stage will be set with the big surge of warmer air to send those temperatures to 70. How about that? 70 on Sunday, 60s return by Friday. So only a couple more chillier days before the 50s and 60s return. We do have chances to see some raindrops, by the way, starting Sunday night and to Monday and Tuesday. Then those temperatures come back down to about average with the low 50s by the middle of next week. Yes, that'll be average by next week.
Another big swing. All right, Chris Reese, thank you very much. Halloween's less than 2 weeks away, folks, and we're helping get you ready in the 608 today.
Better believe it. Josh Breiter live at the Stoughton Goodwill. Where is he? That was good. That was smooth, Josh. That could have gone really differently.
Who am I, guys?
You're Tom Cruise from Risky Business.
Yeah.
You got it. I know. I practiced that like 17 times, and I was thinking, you know, what are the chances that I don't stop and that I just take out all of the Halloween costumes? Because that would be live TV.
Yeah.
I also love how I'm acting like I've got a microphone right now. This is not a real microphone. Live TV, we love to see it. King Tyler's hanging out with us here, store manager here at the Goodwill in Stoughton. You're looking good.
Yeah, no, I ran out of costume ideas, so I just dress normal now.
This is your everyday manager costume.
Yeah, this is my work attire.
So we're having a lot of fun. Of course,
Absolutely.
Our 4th costume change already this morning.
Yeah.
You know, this is what it's all about. Halloween is about having fun and getting creative.
Absolutely, and you know, we have walked around the store. We've gotten all sorts of stuff, and you know, we've got all.
We're following you.
We got all sorts of ideas. You know, we went through the kids stuff before, but you know, we've got things even for adult sizes that if you wanted to customize it, you wanted to make something, we've got all that for you. We've got all the DIY stuff, and the best part is, you know, we've mentioned that donations drive the business. Everything you donate, 100% local, 100% nonprofit. Don't forget that. It's all going right back into the community that we have here. So anything that you bring to us, anything we sell, any money we raise, stays right here in the community.
And the best thing is if you're on a budget this Halloween, you can come here and you can get all of the kiddos their costumes for not a lot of money too.
Right, yeah, it's you're saving a lot of money. The price of everything has gone up. Why not save yourself a little bit of money on something fun? And we're having a great time doing it.
It is fun. And one of the things too is, like, if you get that costume, you might not do anything with it again. Go back and come back and donate it and, you know, give it back.
Exactly. You know, we do save stuff, and we do have things that you know, we'll resell again. That's the whole idea. We had mentioned earlier, you know, reduce, reuse, recycle. That's the whole idea. It saves the environment, it saves you money, and it helps out a great cause.
All right, so plenty of time to come in and get your costumes. Where are you guys located if people are interested?
Right here on Highway 51 here in Stoughton. Don't know the exact address because I'm not that good. I have serfs and people who tell me that stuff.
Because you're King Tyler.
King Tyler.
Well, King Tyler, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll have all of this up on channel3000.com. But for now, I take those old records off the shelf.
Thanks for keeping your pants on, Josh.
Did you like that?
Can we get through one Josh Breiter in the 608 hit today?
He's setting the table for all this.
Talking about things. Oh, my goodness.
You know, this was all photojournalist Mark Schilling's idea, so if HR comes at us today, he's going down with me, so.
That's all you do. We're innocent. We're innocent in studio.
Josh Breiter live in Stoughton this morning. Thanks, Josh. Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email him for a chance to be featured.
All right, 646. There's an extra special fall attraction, just a short trip from Madison. It's a giant corn maze located outside of Feltz's Dairy Store in Stevens Point. This year the theme is Quick Trip. Can't quite tell, right? Just looks like your usual fun corn maze with the family. Now, given that corn mazes are really popular, Quick Trip obviously a very big deal. Makes sense that these two stores would pair up. That's what the corn maze looks like from the sky.
See you next time.
Gorgeous. So neat. Okay, so the process to put this together takes almost a year. It's a collaborative effort that requires plenty of work.
You don't have to be that smart. You just got to know a lot of smart people. So we're lucky. We've got a great team we work with every year. And we're lucky enough they continue to help us every year.
So the maze will only be open for 4 nights, starting October 21st. Tickets are $18, $30 for the Fast Pass. If you buy 8 or more tickets, you get $1 off each ticket.
Hey, not bad. That's a big deal up there. The Feltz family always does a wonderful job with their fall festivities. My in-laws took my kids there last year, and I think they've got a trip planned for this fall, too.
Yeah, to fly in via helicopter, though, to check out those views. That's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
That's really neat.
Hey, Habitat of Dane County is offering up a free and inspirational breakfast today. You don't have much time to get there, but there is still some time. It's this morning at the Monona Terrace. Registration and optional networking starts at 7:30, coming up here in less than 45 minutes. Breakfast starts at 8. Habitat's built more than 300 homes in Dane County, providing affordable housing for families. And I am lucky enough to be the MC this morning, so come on down, have breakfast on us, and say hi.
Anybody visiting will be lucky enough to get a Bloody Mary on Chris Stanford. Is that how that works? They're offering alcohol at this breakfast?
No. I don't think so. But no, Habitat does some great things across the country, specifically in Dane County. They're doing some wonderful things, giving people a hand up instead of a handout, setting them up and doing a whole bunch of good. So they need the community's support to keep their mission going, and we hope to see you out there this morning.
You've highlighted some of the families while you've been here in Madison. I know that you've worked with Habitat across Wisconsin, though, in years past.
It's such an inspiration to hear the families tell their stories, because these are families that have fallen on hard times. Most of the time through no fault of their own. Their wheels are spinning so hard to try to get some momentum, and they just need that little bit to get them over the edge, and Habitat is there to pick them up. And they're not like given a house. Don't make a mistake about that. And, you know, these are people who put sweat equity into the home. They're given a mortgage on this house through Habitat for Humanity. And they build that community around them, and they take such ownership and pride in having something that's theirs, and that's generational success that they're trying to build, not just for the current family, but those kids, putting them in, you know, better neighborhoods and giving them that structure to succeed when they're older and keep that cycle going.
Great cause. Stop by, say hello to Chris.
Do it.
All right, it is 6:49 on your Tuesday. Coming up in the morning sprint, when we could see Darrell Brooks take the stand in his murder trial.
First, if you've got a little kiddo turning 3 soon, let us know so we can show their picture on TV. We'll be right back.
Portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Warrens, Wisconsin.
Looking at mattresses?
I'm just looking.
Jump on it, roll on it.
No.
Just pretend I'm not here. You have any questions?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable.
She seemed nice.
That's why Slumberland has modernized the process. Slumberland. Mattress shopping reinvented. When I heard from my doctor, it was my worst nightmare. My baby's diagnosis was dismal, a severe abnormality, and my husband and I decided to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Tim Michaels thinks that decision should have been his, not ours. He wants to criminalize abortion. And if he's elected, women will lose the freedom to decide what's best for them. Tim Michaels is just way too radical for Wisconsin.
Mowing days are here at Menards. That means you'll save $20 instantly when you spend $200 or more on mowing products. That's extra savings on faucets and sinks, shower heads and shower rods, and more. The savings don't stop there. You'll still save 11% on everything. So update your bathroom or create the kitchen of your dreams with big savings in all mowing products during mowing days at Menards.
Wells Fargo lets you know where you stand with your FICO credit score. What if you knew where you stood with everything, like your future in-laws?
Hope you like cats.
I hope your parents like me. They're whispering.
The kitties like her.
Can they tell I'm allergic? Tears of joy.
Welcome to the family.
Like knowing where you stand? When it comes to your credit score, you can with Wells Fargo.
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing or get $1,200 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
I'm Sheriff Jim Johnson.
I'm Sheriff Eric Severson.
We've got the real story on Mandela Barnes.
Barnes wants to defund our police, but he spent over $600 grand of your money on police protection for himself.
Barnes wants to eliminate bail for violent felons, and his administration has already released over 800 criminals, including 44 child rapists.
Take it from us.
Mandela Barnes policies are a threat to your family.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Right now at Slumberland Furniture, you'll get 30% off all living room furniture. Yup, sofas, sectionals, tables, recliners, and more. All 30% off. Plus 30% off select mattresses and 20% off everything else. On now at Slumberland Furniture.
Watch News 3 Now at 6 with Eric, Charlotte, Gary, and Zach. Weeknights.
Welcome back. 6:52, time for the morning sprint.
Prosecution against the Waukesha Christmas parade tragedy driver pushing back their estimated wrap-up once again. The state says that they could rest their case now tomorrow. Witness testimony yesterday came from people who interacted with Brooks immediately after he allegedly crashed into the parade. Ring video from Daniel Ryder's house was shown in court, and in the video you could see Brooks as he was arrested by police.
We have breaking news just into the newsroom this morning. Madison police investigating a shots fired incident. It happened just before 3 a.m. off Schrader Road on Hathaway Drive. This is near the Madison Ice Arena. Shell casings were found there along with the handgun left behind. No injuries reported right now, though. Anyone with information, if you might have heard something overnight or seen something, you should call Madison area Crime Stoppers.
5 days since a Dane County deputy shot and killed a black man in the village of Windsor. No new information about who shot him or exactly what happened. In 3 out of the 4 officer-involved shootings in the Madison area since last October, the DOJ hadn't released an officer's name for between 1 and several months afterwards. All of those investigations also remained open for several months.
Happening today, Beloit school board members are recommending Dr. Willie Garrison as the district's next superintendent. The board will formally vote on his hiring at tonight's Human Resources meeting. He already has accepted the position, should they approve. Garrison started his teaching career as a social studies teacher in Milwaukee.
Sarah Franklin, this week's Big Ten Player of the Week. Since transferring to Wisconsin, Franklin's been a force on the court. 20 kills Friday night. Franklin recorded her 4th double-double this season Sunday with 16 kills and 11 digs against Michigan. She currently leads the team, averaging almost 4 kills per set.
Happening tonight, some Halloween-themed fun for your family in Rock County. The city of Beloit is hosting its annual pumpkin walk. Folks can carry LED jack-o'-lanterns throughout the community, along with glow sticks, flashlights, and of course, Halloween costumes. It kicks off at 6:30 from Beloit's Eagles Ridge Park.
As a result of the low water levels in the Mississippi River, the Army Corps of Engineers is building a levee to protect drinking water. The problem is the combined low levels with the rising sea level. That's causing salt water from the Gulf of Mexico to push up into the river. The levee will be made from sediment dredged from the river's bottom. It's scheduled to be done in about a week and is considered temporary.
Inside Russia, at least 4 people are dead, 25 others injured when a Russian fighter jet crashed into a 9-story apartment building. It happened during a training flight. Russia's defense ministry says one of the engines started on fire, causing it to crash. The pilots were ejected. Their conditions are not known.
After just one day, Goodman's Community Center having an unprecedented start to their Thanksgiving basket drive. More than 2,900 people registered to receive a basket. Last year at this time, we had about 2,400 registered. The 34th annual drive will provide families in need with the food and all the fixings to make a full Thanksgiving meal at home. This year, the Goodman Community Center hopes to distribute a total of 4,000 meals.
Doppler track is quiet across the state of Wisconsin this morning. We've got a little bit of cloud cover to get rid of, but as our area of low pressure that brought all of yesterday's snow pulls away, so will the cloud cover. So look for a dry day for us right here in southern Wisconsin. By lunchtime, temperatures are at 39. We'll top out at 45 later on this afternoon, and then we'll start to cool things back down into the 20s overnight tonight. So we're in store for another cool night. Tomorrow, though, begins our warming trend, still in the 40s, but getting a little bit better each day.
Yeah, getting close to 70 by the end of the week, huh?
I think we'll reach it by the weekend.
Thanks, Chris.
My pleasure.
Another news and weather update coming up in about a half an hour.